President Donald Trump is demanding that the Department of Justice pay him, or maybe he'll end up paying himself because he is running the government after all, a staggering $230 million of your taxpayer money. Why? For the trauma of being investigated for his own alleged crimes. Yes, that's right. This is according to a Tuesday report in the New York Times. Now, the Times sources say that before Trump returned to the White House, he filed 2 administrative claims, which is just formal requests for relief from a government agency. Relief, of course, being money. That's usually what happens there. Now, one of those claims seeks damages for the investigations into Russian election interference and ties to the Trump 2016 campaign. You know, the whole Russiagate, basically, where everybody was looking into whether or not Trump had ties to Putin, or that, we know that, yes, Russia attempted to interfere in our elections by posting memes and getting into Facebook groups and buying ads and things like that. Yes, okay, we do know that. How effective that was, I mean, it depends on who you ask. I don't think that it was all that effective because, it is social media. That said, there's a lot of people who would argue that it was very effective, and it was one of the reasons that Hillary Clinton lost. Again, I don't necessarily agree with that opinion. I think her campaign died a death of 1,000 different cuts, many of them self-inflicted. That said, after that whole thing happened and Trump won, he got investigated, okay? Now, Trump, of course, called that investigation a witch hunt, like all the time. He still calls it a witch hunt, even though you had multiple U.S. intelligence agencies, as well as a bipartisan congressional report, which confirmed that there were some links, okay? His lawyers, though, claim that Trump's rights were violated during that probe. With what evidence? None really. But again, one of those things where it's forget about the evidence, as old Mike Pillow would love to say. Okay. Now, there was another claim that was filed in 2024. And that is for the 2022 FBI search of Mar-a-Lago for the classified documents. Yes, those documents, the ones that were basically being hidden in his bathroom next to the toilet, okay? That's it. I mean, in his shower, all sorts of closet, all these documents being hidden just in weird rooms around Mar-a-Lago. Documents that didn't belong to him, that he had taken from the White House. So, and wouldn't give them back. That's why the FBI had to, quote unquote, raid, which really it wasn't much of a raid. It was them asking nicely to come in and take a look around. Okay? Or say, we know that you've got documents. We're here to come pick them up. All right? Since apparently you're too lazy to pick them up by yourself, we're going to come in and do it. But that, of course, raid. Oh, what a raid. Oh, my God. It hurt my feelings. Now, look, that case led to dozens of felony indictments, but was dismissed on the technical grounds that special counsel had been unlawfully appointed. You know who made that ruling? His own appointee, Judge Eileen Cannon. Now, the Justice Department said that it would appeal that dismissal, but now Trump says, I want you to pay for that. I want you to pay, for that investigation, okay? Pay me for the trauma of having to endure it after doing crime. Oh, when asked, he told reporters, all I know is that they would owe me a lot of money, but I'm not looking for money. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Everybody knows that this is way more than just money. Okay, it is actually about the integrity of our justice system. Okay, Bennett L. Gershman, who's an ethics professor at the Pace Law School, told the New York Times that the ethical conflict is just so basic and fundamental that you don't really need a law professor to explain it. You really don't. What do I mean, though? Well, this is how this entire thing would work. You see, according to Justice Department rules, any settlement claim over a certain amount has to be approved by the Deputy Attorney General. Now, who is the Deputy Attorney General right now? Well, that would be Todd Blanche, okay? The same man who happened to have been Donald Trump's personal criminal defense lawyer in both of the cases, the Mar-a-Lago documents case and January 6th. That's the guy who would have to sign off on a taxpayer-funded giveaway. Because yes, this would be paid for by our money. That's the same lawyer who signs off on that, who was on Trump's payroll to defend him against these very charges. This is absolutely unprecedented in the case of, in any case in American history. I mean, you got a sitting president who's trying to get compensation from the government, okay, that he leads for being investigated. That is something that has no parallel in American history. Look, if a president can be investigated and have the case thrown out by a judge that he appointed, and then can demand hundreds of millions of dollars from the taxpayer for his troubles, what's to stop any future president from doing whatever the hell they want, committing whatever crime they feel like, and then stealing money afterwards? I mean, there is nothing that can stop this. There is absolutely no accountability. Okay, this is not about getting justice, okay, for a wrongful investigation. No, this is about getting paid for being investigated for actions that had threatened our nation's security and integrity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.